Urgent global need for compassion. A Shah Noveen production. Our world is facing a crisis of compassion. This subject needs your attention. Please stay with us until the end. Despite unprecedented advancements in technology and significant improvements in many aspects of human life, the stark realities of inequality and suffering continue to highlight a profound moral and spiritual deficiency. This gap is not just a matter of social justice, but a critical call to awaken the deepest levels of our humanity, our capacity for compassion. The reality of global poverty. Consider the staggering fact that nearly 1 billion people around the globe live in extreme poverty, surviving on less than $2 a day. This means that for a significant portion of our global population, basic necessities like food, clean water and shelter are often out of reach. Meanwhile, the wealthiest 1% of the world's population controls nearly half of the planet's wealth. This level of disparity is not just an economic issue. It's a humanitarian crisis that calls into question our collective values and priorities. Inequality and its consequences. The contrast between wealth and poverty is not just a statistic, but a reflection of the world we have built. Every day, around 25,000 people die from hunger and related causes. This is a preventable tragedy that highlights our failure to distribute resources equitably. While millions suffer, individuals in positions of extreme wealth and power live in opulence. For instance, some entertainers, like top rap artists, boast net worths exceeding $1 billion. Simultaneously, leaders in some countries control more wealth than half of their nation's population combined. The unacceptable imbalance. There is a huge imbalance in a world where the richest 1% hold nearly twice as much wealth as the bottom half of the population combined. This extreme concentration of wealth and the resulting lack of compassion and empathy among those who have the most is a profound indictment of our current societal values. Despite our technological advancements, which have brought us closer together and offered incredible tools for improvement, our spiritual and moral growth seems to lag significantly behind. The role of the wealthy. With just a fraction of their immense wealth, the richest individuals and entities in the world have the capacity to eradicate poverty and end the suffering of millions. Yet this potential remains largely untapped. The pursuit of more wealth and power often overshadows the imperative to use these resources for the greater good. This focus on accumulation rather than altruism represents a failure of compassion on a global scale. The call to individual action. Given this backdrop, the responsibility to foster and practice compassion falls heavily on each of us. While we may not have the resources to solve global problems on our own, every act of kindness and compassion counts. We can start by teaching our children the importance of empathy and compassion through our actions and choices. We must embody these values in our daily lives, showing them that caring for others is not just an option, but a necessity. Educating by example. Children learn not just through words, but through the actions they observe. When they see adults who are willing to reach out to those in need, who prioritize helping others over acquiring more, they learn the true meaning of compassion. By volunteering, donating to charitable causes, and simply being kind and considerate in everyday interactions, we can model the behaviors that will help cultivate a more compassionate future generation. Addressing global inequality is, well, a complex challenge that requires both systemic change and individual action. While policies and reforms are crucial, they must be underpinned by a societal shift toward greater empathy and care for those less fortunate. As individuals, we can support organizations and initiatives that aim to reduce inequality and provide aid to those in need. Our lack of spiritual growth in the face of technological progress is a significant aspect of the problem. True spiritual growth involves recognizing our interconnectedness and the inherent worth of every individual. It calls us to move beyond self-interest and to act with a deep sense of responsibility for the well-being of others. The power of collective compassion. Imagine the transformation that could occur if we collectively embraced compassion as our guiding principle. If more people, especially those with significant resources, prioritize the well-being of others, we could address many of the world's most pressing issues. Poverty, hunger, and inequality could be significantly reduced, if not eradicated. A vision for the future. To create a more compassionate world, we need to foster a culture that values human connection and mutual support over competition and accumulation. This involves rethinking our economic systems, educational frameworks, and societal values to place greater emphasis on compassion and collective well-being. Steps we can take. Support fair economic policies. Advocate for policies that promote fair wages, equitable access to resources and opportunities for all. Support businesses and leaders who prioritize social responsibility and ethical practices. Engage in community service. Volunteer your time and skills to support local and global initiatives aimed at helping those in need. Community service fosters a sense of solidarity and direct impact on improving lives. Educate for empathy. Promote education that teaches empathy, social justice, and global awareness. Encourage schools to integrate these values into their curricula and extracurricular activities. Practice mindfulness and kindness. Incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine to stay connected with your values and the world around you. Small acts of kindness can make a significant difference in the lives of those around you. Conclusion. Compassion is the most vital quality we can cultivate, both for our personal fulfillment and the betterment of society. It calls us to look beyond ourselves, to recognize the struggles of others, and to take action to alleviate their suffering. In a world deeply affected by inequality and greed, our collective future depends on our ability to embrace and act with compassion. By teaching our children through example, supporting fair policies, engaging in community service, and practicing daily acts of kindness, we can create a ripple effect that transforms our world. The journey toward a compassionate society begins with each of us, and together we can build a world where every individual is valued, supported, and connected. In the end, the true measure of our progress as a society will not be the wealth we accumulate or the technological advancements we achieve, but the depth of our compassion and the strength of our commitment to each other. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Please support our channel by smashing the subscribe, like, and notification buttons to be notified upon release of our new videos every week. Please leave a comment. Don't forget to visit our channel for a lot more great videos. This presentation was scripted and produced by Shah Noveen, a high-quality content provider. See you on our next video.